Hello. Before the video starts, I'd like to give a quick shout out to some amazing patrons for supporting my channel. Thank you to Adam, Brian, Julian, Rex, Alfredo, Leroy, and Sean. Thank you so much. There will be a link in the description to my Patreon page for those of you who are interested in supporting my channel as well. Thank you for your time and enjoy the video. Hello everyone. Tonight I'm going to be reading from this Pokemon Deluxe Essential Handbook. This is a book that talks about the different Pokemon and information about them, like their stats and how to pronounce their names and things like that. On the back of it says, your favorite Pokemon from every region are all here inside this book. We've got fairy type Pokemon, legendary Pokemon, mega evolved Pokemon, mythical Pokemon, and every Pokemon in between. The Pokemon Deluxe Essential Handbook is jam-packed with stats and insider info. It's got all the facts and figures you need to master the world of Pokemon. This book is a little outdated because of the Sun and Moon games, but I thought it would still be relaxing to read about some of the Pokemon in here. I won't be finishing this entire book in just one video because there are a lot of Pokemon here. But I'll read for a while and we'll see how far we get. So, let's go ahead and start. There are 6 Pokemon regions bursting with fascinating Pokemon. And this book is bursting with information about them. The key to success in raising, battling, and evolving your Pokemon is staying informed. Information about each Pokemon's type, species, height, and weight can make all the difference in gym battles. In the wild and anywhere else you might meet Pokemon. In this book, you'll get all the stats and facts you need about over 700 Pokemon. You'll find out how each Pokemon evolves, which moves it uses, and learn which Pokemon can evolve into Mega Evolved Pokemon during the battle. So get ready, trainers. With this Deluxe Essential Handbook, you'll be ready to master almost any Pokemon challenge. How to use this book. Here are the basics you'll discover about each Pokemon. The name and how to say it. When it comes to Pokemon pronunciations, it's easy to get tongue-tied. There are many Pokemon with unusual names, so we'll help you sound them out. Soon you'll be saying Pokemon's name so perfectly, you'll sound like a professor. Height and weight. How does each Pokemon measure up? Find out by checking its height and weight stats. And remember, good things come in all shapes and sizes. It's up to every trainer to work with his or her Pokemon and play up its size. Possible moves. Every Pokemon has its own unique combination of moves. Before you hit the battlefield, we'll tell you all about each Pokemon's awesome attacks. And don't forget, with a good trainer, they can always learn more. Description. Knowledge is power. Pokemon trainers have to know their stuff. Find out everything you need to know about your Pokemon here. Evolution. If your Pokemon has an evolved form or pre-evolved form, we'll show you its place in the chain and how it evolves. Mega Evolution. Certain key Pokemon have an all-new skill. During battle, they can Mega Evolve. Mega Evolved Pokemon can tap into strength far greater than anything they've ever experienced. Mega Pokemon can change height, weight, and even type. You'll get the new stats in this book. Type. Each Pokemon has a type and some even have two. Pokemon with two types are called dual-type Pokemon. Every type of Pokemon comes with its advantages and disadvantages. We'll break them all down for you here. And region. There are different regions in the Pokemon world like Kanto, Johto, Hoenn, Sinnoh, Unova, and Kalos. Each region has its Pokemon particular to it. Curious about what Pokemon types you'll spot on your Pokemon journey? Find out about all 18 types on the next page. Guide to Pokemon Types. A Pokemon's type can tell you a lot about it, from where to find it in the wild, to the moves it will be able to use on the battlefield. Type is the key to unlocking a Pokemon's power. A clever trainer should always consider type when picking a Pokemon for a match, because type shows a Pokemon's strengths and weaknesses. For example, a fire type may melt an ice type, but against a water type, it might find it's the one in hot water. And while the water type usually has the upper hand in battle with a fire type, a water type move would act like a sprinkler on a grass type Pokemon. But when the same grass type is battling a fire type, it just might get scorched. Keep in mind that moves can be mightier based on the location of the battle. Rock type Pokemon rock at mountainside battles. Electric type get charged up near near power plants, and ground types like to get down and dirty right in the dirt. And if a Pokemon has two types, that is, if it's a dual type, well, then it's double trouble. Here are the 18 different Pokemon types. We have fire, grass, water, normal, electric, bug, Ghost, Flying, Fighting, Psychic, Steel, Rock, Ground, Ice, Poison, Dark, Dragon, and Fairy. And here are all the Pokemon now. So, the first Pokemon that we have here is Abomasnow. It is a grass and ice type. And it says snow-covered mountains are Abomasnow's preferred habitat. It creates blizzards to hide itself and keep others away. There's also Mega Abomasnow. Next is Habra. Even while Habra is sleeping, which is most of the time, it can escape a foe by teleporting away. If it doesn't get enough sleep, its powers fade. Absol. Absol doesn't often appear to people, but when it does, they should pay attention. It leaves its mountain home to warn others of an approaching disaster. There's also Mega Absol. Excelgor. After coming out of its shell, Excelgor is light and quick, moving with the speed of a ninja. It wraps its body up to keep from drying out. And Aegislash. Aegislash has long been seen as a symbol of royalty. In olden days, these Pokemon often accompanied the king. Aerodactyl. This Pokemon was restored from a piece of fossilized amber. It's said that Aerodactyl ruled the skies in its ancient world. And there's also Mega Aerodactyl. Aggron. Aggron is extremely protective of the mountain it claims as its territory. After a natural disaster, it will work tirelessly to restore its mountain, rebuilding the topsoil and planting trees. And its Mega Evolution. Now, Apom. Apom uses the appendage at the end of its tail just like a hand. Its actual hands have lost their dexterity because it relies so much on its tail. Alakazam. Because its brain never stops growing, Alakazam must use telekinesis to hold up its heavy head. On the plus side, its memory and intellect are amazing. And the Mega version. Alomomola. When Alomomola finds injured Pokemon in the open sea where it lives, it gently wraps its healing fins around them and guides them to shore. Altaria. When Altaria sings through the skies in its beautiful soprano voice, anyone listening falls into a happy daydream. Its soft, cottony wings are perfect for catching updrafts. And the Mega. Amora. In the ancient world, Amora's gold habitat kept predators at bay. It was restored from a frozen fragment. Amipom. Because Amipom's two tails are so dexterous, it rarely uses its arms after evolving. Groups of Amipom will sometimes link tails as a sign of friendship. Amoonguss. In a swaying dance, Amoonguss waves its arm caps, which look like Pokeballs, in an attempt to lure the unwary. It doesn't often work. Emperors. Emperors shines so brightly that its light can be seen over long distances. Long ago, people used the light to send signals from far away. And it's mega. Anorith. The 8 wings along Anorith's body wave in sequence to propel it through the warm seas where it lives. It was restored from a fossil. And Arbok. A powerful constrictor, Arbok can crush a steel barrel in its mighty coils. Getting out of its grip is no small feat. Arcanine. Arcanine's internal flame is the fuel for the amazing speed and its amazing speed and endurance. If it runs for a whole day, it can cover more than 6,000 miles. Arceus. In the mythology of the Sinnoh region, Arceus emerged from its egg into complete nothingness and then shaped the world and everything in it. And here, Arcan. It is believed that modern-day flying Pokemon descended from the ancient Arcan. Even though its wings weren't strong enough for flight, it was restored from a fossil. Then, Archeops. After evolving, Archeops can fly, though they aren't very good at it. They need a running start to get airborne and can generally get around more reliably by running. Ariados. The web Ariados spins is made of thin silk, strong enough to bind and hold an enemy. The tiny hooks on its feet make it an excellent climber. Armaldo. Its huge claws and armored body, Armaldo is well equipped for battle. It is adapted to walk on its hind legs so it can live on land. Aromatisse. Aromatisse uses its powerful scent as a weapon in battle. It can overpower an opponent with a strategic stench. Aeron. Aeron chews up metal objects, from iron ore to steel bridges, and uses the metal to build up its body. It can destroy a heavy truck with a full speed charge. Articuno. When Articuno flaps its wings, the air turns chilly. This legendary Pokemon often brings snowfall in its wake. Hatenau. With the sensitive feelers on their ears, Audino can listen to people's heartbeats to pick up on their current state. Egg hatching can be predicted as well. And it's Mega Evolution. Auroras. With the icy crystals that line its side, Auroras can freeze the surrounding air and trap its foes in ice. Avalugg. Avalogg's broad, flat back is a common resting place for groups of bergmite. Its big, bulky body can crush obstacles in its path. Axew. If one of Axew's tusks breaks off, it quickly regrows, even stronger and sharper than before. It uses its tusks to crush berries and make a mark territory. Azelf. According to legend, Azelf brought a lasting balance to the world. It is known as the being of willpower. The legendary Pokemon. Azurill. When Azurill spots a Pokemon struggling in water, it creates a balloon of air so the other Pokemon can breathe. It has excellent hearing. This one is Azurill. Azurill can fly itself more than 10 yards of spinning the large ball at the end of its tail and then throwing it. It can also use the tail to bounce around. So that's all of the A's. Now we'll move on to the B's. We have Bagon. Chasing its dream of flight, Bagon practices by jumping from high places. To protect it during these leaps, its head has become hard enough to smash boulders. And then Baltoy. Baltoy can spin on its single foot to keep itself upright when moving or sleeping. Apparently, these Pokemon live among people in ancient times. Banette. Banette keeps its mouth zipped tightly shut so its energy doesn't escape. It sticks itself with pins to curse others. And its Mega Evolution. Then we have Barbaracle. When 7 Pineco come together to fight as one, a Barbaracle is formed. The head gives the orders, but the limbs don't always listen. And then we have Barboach. Barboach buries itself in the mud, leaving its whiskers exposed to sense when something is moving nearby. The slimy coating on its body make it very hard to grab. Basculin. An ongoing feud exists between Basculin with blue stripes and Basculin with red stripes. Because they're constantly fighting, they are rarely found in the same place. Then Bastiodon. When several Bastiodons stand shoulder to shoulder, no attack can penetrate the shield wall formed by their rocky faces. Despite their imposing appearances, they are quite gentle. Bayleaf. The tree shoots that form a wreath around Bayleaf's neck give off an invigorating fragrance. A tube-shaped leaf protects each shoot. Varitek. Varitek live in the far north, where the seas are very cold. Their fangs and claws are made of ice, formed by their own freezing breath. Beautifly. To attract a beautifly, plant flowers near your windows. These Pokemon uncoils its long mouth to gather pollen from flowers. And Beedrill. Stay far away from a Beedrill's nest. These territorial Pokemon will swarm any intruder in a furious attack. And its makeup form. We have Behem. Behem flashes its fingers in 3 different colors to communicate, but the patterns aren't yet understood. With its psychic power, it can take control of an opponent's mind. Then we have Beldam. The magnetic force that runs through Beldam's body keep it hovering in midair. It can send magnetic pulses to communicate with others. Blossom. In strong sunlight, this Pokemon's leaves spin in a joyous dance. Blossom that evolve from a particularly stinky gloom will grow the most beautiful flowers. We have Bellsprout. Bellsprout's long, thin body can bend in any direction, so it's good at dodging attacks. The liquid it spits is highly corrosive. Bergmite. When cracks form in Bergmite's icy body, it uses freezing air to patch itself up with new ice. It lives high in the mountains. Barbaracle. With their large, sharp teeth, Barbaracle busily cut up trees to build nests. Sometimes these nests block small streams and divert the flow of the water. And then Bidoof. Bidoof live beside the water where they gnaw on rock or wood to keep their front teeth worn down. They have a steady nature and are not easily upset. Then we have Pineco. Pineco live in pairs, 2 on the same rock. They comb the beach for seaweed to eat. We have Bisharp. When Poniard hunt in a pack, Bisharp leads them and gives the orders. It's often the one that deals the final blow. Blastoise. From the spouts on its shell, Blastoise can fire water bullets with amazing accuracy. It can hit a target more than 160 feet away. And Mega. Blaziken. With continued strengthening of its legs, Blaziken can leap over a 30-story building. The flames that flare from its wrists burn hotter against a worthy foe. And its makeup version. have Blissey. Blissey is extremely sensitive to people's emotions. If it senses sorrow, it leaps into action, rushing to the sad person's side with a gift or a special egg. We have Blitzel. Blitzel's mane attracts lightning and stores the electricity. It can discharge this electricity in controlled flashes to communicate with others. We have Boldore. The energy within Boldore's body overflows, leaks out, and forms into orange crystals. Though its head always points in the same direction, it can quickly move sideways and backward. Bonsly. Bonsly prefers to live in dry places. When its body stores excess moisture, it releases water from its eyes, making it look like it's crying. Bouffalante. Though Bouffalante can knock a train off the rails with the force of its headbutt, it doesn't worry about hurting itself because its fluffy fur absorbs the impact. Braixen. When Braixen pulls the twig out of its tail, the friction from its fur sets the wood on fire. It can use this flame twig as a tool or a weapon. We have Breviary. To protect its friends, Breviary will keep battling even when it's hurt. Its wings and talons are so strong that it can carry a car through the air. Then we have Breloom. If a seed falls from Breloom's tail, you really shouldn't eat it. The seeds are toxic and taste terrible. Its arms stretch to throw impressive punches. Then we have Bronzong. In ancient times, people thought Bronzong was responsible for making the rain fall, so they often asked it for help to make their crops flourish. We have Bronzor. In ancient times, people thought a mystical power was contained within Bronzor's back pattern. Artifacts matching its shape have been discovered in tombs from that era. Then we have Badoo. When the weather turns cold, Badoo's bud is lightly closed. In the springtime, it opens up again and gives off its pollen. Weasel. Weasel rapidly spins its two tails to propel itself through the water. The flotation sac around its neck keeps its head up without effort, and it can deflate the sac to dive. We have Bulbasaur. Bulbasaur likes to take a nap in the sunshine. While it sleeps, the seed on its back catches the rays and uses the energy to grow. Venery. Venery keeps its ears rolled up except when attacking or scouting for danger. It can extend its ears with enough force to pulverize a boulder. We have Bunnelby. Bunnelby can use its ears like shovels to dig holes in the ground. Eventually its ears become strong enough to cut through thick tree roots while it digs. We have Burmy. Burmy creates a cloak for itself out of whatever material it can find. The cloak protects it from chilly temperatures and shields it in battle. And then Burmy, but the sand cloak. And this one was the grass one. And this one says, did you know that each Burmy covers up with the objects around it? This Burmy uses rocks and sand for protection. And this Burmy has the trash cloak. If you're looking for Burmy with a trash cloak, try poking around inside a few buildings. You might get lucky. Butterfree. Butterfree is excellent at seeking out flowers with the most delicious nectar. It sometimes flies more than 6 miles to locate its favorite food. Cacnea. Though it looks like this is actually the seas now. So, Cacnea produce the most beautiful and fragrant flowers when they live in particularly harsh and dry environments. They can shoot their thorns to attack. Then we have Cacturne. Cacturne stand very still during the day so as not to waste energy or moisture in the heat of the desert sun. After dark, they hunt in packs, often attacking travelers who weren't prepared for the environment. Camerupt. When Camerupt gets angry, the volcanic humps on its back tend to erupt. The magma that sprays out is superheated and very dangerous. And here's its mega version. And Carbink. While excavating caves, miners and archaeologists sometimes stumble upon Carbink sleeping deep underground. The stone on top of its head can fire beams of energy. Carnivine. Carnivine wraps itself around trees and swampy areas. It gives off a sweet aroma that lures other close, then attacks. We have Caracosta. With its powerful jaws and massive front flippers, Caracosta is a formidable fighter. It can break through the hull of a tanker ship with a single slap. We have Carvanha. Carvanha descend in a swarm to attack anything that enters their territory. When they work together, their strong jaws and sharp teeth can rip a hole in a boat's hull. Cascoon. When Cascoon is ready to evolve, it wraps itself up in silk, which hardens around its body. If something attacks its cocoon, it takes the hit without moving, so as to use up its energy, but it also remembers the attacker. And then cast form. Changes in the weather alter cast form's appearance and its mood. It draws on the power of nature to transform and protect itself from the elements. Caterpie. A ravenous Caterpie can quickly gobble up leaves that are bigger than itself. Its antenna can produce a terrible smell. And we have the mythical Pokemon Celebi. Celebi traveled back in time to come to this world. According to myth, its presence is a sign of a bright future. Then we have Chandelure. Chandelure's spooky flames can burn the spirit right out of someone. If that happens, the spirit becomes trapped in this world, endlessly wandering. Chansey. The eggs Chansey produces every day are full of nutrition and flavor. Even people suffering a loss of appetite eat them up with delight. Charizard. Charizard seeks out stronger foes and only breathes fire during battles with worthy opponents. The fiery breath is so hot that it can turn any material into slag. And here are the two Mega versions. Charmander. The flame on Charmander's tail tip indicate how the Pokemon is feeling. It flares up in a flurry when Charmander is angry. Charmeleon. When Charmeleon takes on a powerful opponent in battle, its tail flame glows white hot. Its claws are very sharp. Chatot. Chatots can mimic other Pokemon's cries and even human speech. A group of them will often pick up the same phrase and keep repeating it amongst themselves. Chirim. Chirim keeps its petals folded around itself except in bright sunshine. When the weather is nice, its blooms open wide to absorb as much sunlight as can. Chaterpie. Chaterpie stores nutrients in the small red ball attached to its head. When it's ready to evolve, it uses up all the nutrients at once, making the small ball wither. Chestnut. When its friends are in trouble, Chestnut uses its own body as a shield. Its shell is tough enough to protect it from a powerful explosion. Chespin. When Chespin flexes its soft quills, they become tough spikes with sharp, piercing points. It relies on its nut-like shell for protection in battle. Chikorita. Chikorita brandishes its leaf in battle to fend off a foe. When it does this, the leaf gives off a lovely aroma that calms everyone down. Chimchar. Chimchar's rear is always on fire, even when it stands in the rain. If it's not feeling well, the flame flickers weakly. Chimeco. The sucker on the top of Chimeco's head can attach it to a tree branch or building. Its hollow body amplifies its chiming cries. Chinchou. With its two antennae, Chinchou can release an electric charge for use as a weapon or flashlights to communicate. It sometimes gets a tingly feeling if it generates too much electricity. we have Chinling. When Chinling hops about, a small orb bounces around inside its mouth, producing a noise like the sound of bells. It uses high-pitched sounds to attack its opponent's hearing. Cinccino. A special oil coats Cinccino's soft white fur. This oil repels dust and dirt, deflects enemy attacks, and keeps static electricity at bay. Clamperl. Even as Clamperl's soft body grows inside its hard shell, the shell stays the same size until it evolves. In addition to protecting itself, it uses the shell to catch food or to grab onto an opponent in battle. Clauncher. Clauncher shoots water from its claws with a force that can pulverize rock. Its range is great enough to knock flying Pokemon out of the air. Clawitzer. Clawitzer's giant claw can expel massive jets of water at high speed. It fires the water forward to attack or back to repel itself through the sea. Claydol. Claydol is thought to have originated from an ancient clay statue. It levitates to move and can shoot energy beams from its hands. Clefable. Clefable moves with such lightness that it can skip across the water, perfect for a moonlight stroll on the surface of a lake. Clefairy. Groups of Clefairy gather to play under the full moon. When the sun rises, they retreat to their mountain home and snuggle together to sleep. Then Cleffa. During a meteor shower, groups of Cleffa gather to dance in a circle. Their dance lasts until dawn and makes them very thirsty, so they sip dewdrops to rehydrate. Cloyster. By sucking in water and then shooting it out, Cloyster can propel itself through the sea. It also uses this method to fire its shell spikes in battle. The next is Cobalion. Like its body, Cobalion's heart is tough as steel. Legends say that in the past it protected Pokemon from harmful people. And I think actually for now I'm going to end this video here. I hope you found it relaxing and enjoyed looking at these different Pokemon with me. If you are interested in me reading more from this book, definitely let me know. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Good night.